Today we're going to do a wear test of the new Loreal True Match Foundation. Technically it's not new, but it sounds like they've sort of reformulated it. It comes with a pump now and everything. I did a PR unboxing and you guys were really interested in this foundation. I will give you details on how the sales are doing, the website where you can get it and all that stuff. It says 99% of people found their true match. It is available in 47 skin-like shades. It is buildable coverage and provides a natural finish. They sent over 3 shades, W6.5, N5.5, and W6. I feel like I'm in between these two, but I'm not 100% sure. And then it says new skin matching technology for the first time, formulated with up to 6 pigments for most precise match. It's not supposed to clog your pores. It has 0 fragrance, no alcohol, and it is a vegan formula. You could always go to Walgreens, order off of Amazon and like Walmart, L'Oreal.com. However, Ulta does have the foundation. The Ulta website carries all 47 of the shades. It has a 4.5 star rating out of 468 reviews. This foundation goes for $13.99. I think it's a great price point considering when it first came out, the original, the bottle had no pumpage and it was a different shape. So they obviously upgraded the packaging. Back then it was probably like, I want to say $11, something like that. So it's still pretty cost effective. The shades are available from very fair to very deep. So they have a beautiful range. I would suggest you go onto their website to really get a visual as to how light and deep they go. If I'm searching for foundation swatches, realistic ones, not pictured ones, because pictures, they get edited and all of that, so you don't get a real feel for the undertone or whether or not it's gonna work for you. Go to Google, click images, type in the name of the foundation and add the word swatches. If it is a foundation that is highly hyped or has been out for a little while, you will see people actually show swatches in pictures, and these are realistic. I am gonna swatch these 3 on my face for you guys, but if you go to Google, you typically get to see the wide range. That'll help you kind of narrow down exactly what shade would work for you. It is Conscious Beauty at Ulta, vegan and clean ingredients. Most of the people who have reviewed it have given it rave reviews. There are apparently 7 people who gave it a negative review. I want to click on that. Someone gave it a 1-star review and said horrible foundation, goes on cakey and does not blend well for dry skin. Ingredients are also horrible and toxic, would not recommend. Someone else said very liquidy, made pores very noticeable, not great coverage. Someone said colors are not correct, but no actual description, I can't say. And not the right skin tone. Unfortunately, got sent the wrong skin tone, so I wasn't able to use it. We are most definitely gonna give her a try. We're gonna see how it works. Being open-minded about the situation, oftentimes people don't like a foundation if they don't fully comprehend the formula and their skin. And as a makeup artist, I try to be as transparent as possible. I've told you guys if a foundation is gonna work for dry skin, oily skin, who should get it, who's gonna love it, who should stay away from it. But if you still wanna try it, I give you tips and tricks on what to do in order to get the best outcome with a specific formula and your skin type. Makeup is supposed to be fun, not complicated, but formulas can get a little complicated if we don't fully understand them. So I'm gonna bring you guys in. We're gonna swatch these and we're gonna give her a real try. The first shade I'm going to swatch is going to be W6. It is considered a warm medium. This is what it looks like in the bottle. I'm gonna do a quick pump. Oh, that looks like a really good shade for me. This here is 6W or W6. And I'm gonna swatch her here. Huh, she looks good. Okay, so that's W6. Next, I'm gonna do W6.5. Crazy enough, look how gross it looks. I haven't even used her. There's something wrong with the pumpage, and if it's flipped upside down, it leaks. The other ones don't do that, but this one does. W6.5. And this one also is a warm medium. Let's apply her here. The 6.5 is definitely more on the yellow side by a smidge, and it's slightly deeper. This one here has some like pink undertones, very neutral in my opinion. So it's warm with some neutral in it. So far, this is my best match right now. Let's see swatch number 3. This here is neutral 5.5. Weird enough, this is a neutral medium, and this looks pretty dark in the bottle. And 5.5 on the back of my hand. Oh yeah, she's dark. Okay, so N 5.5 definitely does not work for me. 6.5 I'm able to pull off if I go very, very lightweight. However, W6 seems to be a great match for me, so we're gonna go with that one. I'm using my Grown Alchemist primer. You guys already know I like to pretty much be as fair as possible with or formulas, so I will go in with a very light primer that will help the foundation kind of like work better throughout the day and last a little longer. I go very light-handed with it because my philosophy is less is more. If you want a beautiful, radiant, airbrushed finish, don't over apply or it will get cakey. I make it a point not to use pore filling primers and or use primers that will change the way the formula of the foundation is supposed to look on your skin, which is why I've just been gravitating towards the Grown Alchemist, because that literally gives me the same outcome as if I only applied moisturizer. Now for this try on, we're gonna do a brush on one side and a sponge on the other as per usual. And like I said, W6 works for me, so I'm gonna do, you know what, I'm gonna do just the one pump on one side. We're gonna start off with the brush. Let's see how far she can go. Very important for you guys to know if you're new here. I have normal combo skin. Very rarely do I get oily or dry. Sometimes I get oily around here, but it depends on the season. And I do have children, so if you hear them in the background, they're just having the time of their lives. Once again, this was just the one pump. Again, less is more. And I have not removed my peach fuzz in, wow, at this point, maybe 5 weeks. I had my sister over visiting, and so of course I prioritized spending time with her because I haven't seen her in like 8 months. And I mentioned the peach fuzz because of course peach fuzz does create a barrier between your skin and whatever you're applying on it. Not just skincare, it'll be your makeup as well. So your finish may be slightly different if you have peach fuzz on your skin. Some people have a lot, some people have a little, some people remove it. I tend to remove my peach fuzz. That tends to help your makeup look way smoother on the skin. As you guys can see, I have gone in and just patted, and this is what we have. I think that's a really good color match. Of course, we're gonna see whether it oxidizes once it sets and all that stuff and it works with my skin's pH, but we're gonna zoom you guys in. I'm gonna bring you guys close and personal. It looks radiant. I don't know if it's gonna mattify slightly once it sets, but this is what we're looking like. We definitely have some decent coverage. I'm gonna say this is medium. This is not light. With the brush, I got an even application. It's nice and smooth. It also evened out the under eye area, which is awesome because I have redness. I'll take whatever's left on my brush and I will apply like this over the eye, just patting. It feels nice and light on the skin. I'm gonna move on and apply my second pump because I always do 2 pumps of foundation. My second pump on the other side, but we're gonna use a sponge. When it comes to a sponge, it tends to absorb a lot of product and I wanna give this the best shot ever. So I'm just gonna tap her all over their skin. And if you like foundation reviews, I reviewed the Makeup by Mario foundation. So if you've had your eye on that foundation, you need to go check that out because that may not be for you, but it may be for you. And I provide tips and tricks on skin types and application of foundation depending on the formula and that kind of stuff. So you should totally go check out that wear test. So we're gonna go like this, diggy, 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 diggy. We're gonna make sure she goes on like this. Okay, the one pump covered the face and she covered her well. Here is one pump with the sponge. I feel like it kind of looks the same. I might just have slightly less coverage under the eye, which is fine because we're gonna go in with concealer. And with the sponge, my face automatically, immediately looked more set and less wet. I had some sheen going on here and it's starting to set on its own, which is beautiful. So the sheen is slowly kind of fading away, but here it's not as wet as the brush side was automatically. So that's good. I feel like I got pretty good even coverage. I'm not mad at her. What do you guys think? It is 11:20 in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my face and I'll be back and show you what it looks like with makeup on. Hopefully it looks amazing. I'm back, the face is on. I kept it pretty simple. This is simple. I don't know why, but I kind of wanted to go pink today. I am observing that my skin feels like a powder right now. I do not set my skin I only set my concealer, which would be like under my eyes, and if I apply concealer here and here, like on my T-zone area, then I will set that as well. I have bronzer on the cheeks and blush. Other than that, these areas here should still be tacky, and they're not. So it pretty much sets to a powder-like finish, which I really like. I'm gonna bring you guys closer, but I wanted you guys to know that I do not set my skin completely. I don't like the way it feels, and I like formulas that pretty much set on their own. Also, she did not oxidize. I did not have to overly bronze, and she looks really good. So I'm not mad at her, but I'm gonna bring you guys closer. This is always a weird part for me because it's like I really bring you guys in. So I'm hoping there's nothing on my face that shouldn't be there. This is like on a good skin day, I'm gonna say. Like I have zero acne. I've managed to get rid of whatever little breakouts I had going on. And that luminosity is the blush. I ended up using a blush that has some like shimmers in it. Look, I'm not mad at her. I think the foundation looks really good. Okay, so this is from afar what we're looking like. I wanted to see what it would look like if I were to apply powders on top, and it did a beautiful job. It blended together with my concealer like a dream. So there's no disruption, no interruption. I did not have to kind of go back and forth under my eyes to make it work. It was just easy and seamless, and I did not have to finagle the formula, which I love. So that's right now. Let's see what happens. Right now it is 11:49. Yeah, it took me a good minute to get my face on. Let's see in a few hours. I will check in with you guys. We'll see what that looks like. It is 12:45. It hasn't been that long. I wanted to show you guys what I'm looking like because your girl started sweating. I don't know what happened. I did bring the AC up higher so that it'll get colder in this house. I'm usually the one that's freezing her butt off, but at this point, I have been sweating. I had to walk out of the studio. I'm filming other videos today. I had to walk out of the studio, start twirling in my living room to just kind of get a breeze because I just got hot. I'm like fanning myself here and I started sweating. I have not powdered my skin or touched it up because I feel like it's unfair. We're doing a full-on wear test. So if I go to powder it and stuff, like I am messing around with the total effects of the foundation. I didn't want to do that, but this is where we're at. I have like all of this here so wet. But this is where we're at. I don't know whether or not we can see a difference. I only see the final outcome in reality once I do the editing of the video. So this is documentation for myself as well. I love how smooth my under eye is right now. This has nothing to do with the foundation, but I found this amazing like situation. I will share my tips and tricks with you guys, but it just works and I've been loving her. Look how smooth. But yeah, this is about maybe an hour and some change after, and I've been sweating. Let's see what we look like maybe in like 3 hours and then a little more, but just yeah. I have an update for you guys. I'm hiding in the bathroom because Cam is doing the most. And she's doing all this yelling and stuff. But here we go. This is what we are looking like. I'm not mad at her. She's still glowy, but she doesn't feel greasy. It still feels like powder. So far, she hasn't shifted. She hasn't faded. Oh, and what time is it? It's important for you guys to know. 6:21. So this is what, maybe like 5 hours later. It still looks really good. Radiant. She hasn't settled. She's looking really good. I'm not mad at her. She's wearing very well for a $13 foundation. Okay, you guys, it is the end of the day. We're actually in the middle of watching a movie, but I wanted to stop before my glass of wine kicked in. My kids are wilding out. I asked them to keep it down. They're kids. But I did want to come on here and show you the final outcome. Now this, what time is it? I'm actually filming on my phone. It is 8:32 at night. It's late, girl. My lipstick is starting to smudge. Ofra Cosmetics, by the way. You guys need to snag it. It's beautiful. Here is the dealio. This is what the skin is looking like. I'm gonna come up close, but don't judge me, okay? Because I've had this foundation on for hours at this point. So I have some glow going on, but it's not too much. My skin is looking dewy, but not heavily dewy. It doesn't look super greasy, oily, funky, or anything. The foundation has most definitely stayed in place. It hasn't actually moved around, which I love because I cannot stand it when the foundation moves around and shifts. I love when you can rely on a foundation that's going to look good throughout the day. And do not mind my lips. I know we're very up close and personal, but you guys know that my lips are always super dry. Even my eyebrow has kind of shifted, faded a little bit, which is fine. It's like hours in. Oh my God, I scratched my eyeball earlier and I just noticed that my eyeliner kind of faded there. Yet my skin still looks really good. It doesn't look dry, it doesn't look cakey, it hasn't actually shifted away, and if anything, this area here just looks pretty perfect at this point. I'm not mad at her. And remember, this is a $13 foundation, so when it comes to wear, I think it did a beautiful job. Maybe if I would have powdered 3 to 4 hours ago, we would still look matte, pretty flawless. But that's the point of a wear test. We don't touch up the skin because we want to see how well the foundation, the product lasts on the skin, and we give it a real good time trial. Definitely worth the $13 price point. I think a whole bunch of you guys are gonna absolutely love it. I think it's gonna look really, really good on dry skin, but I also think it's gonna look great on oily skin. I'm gonna recommend, if you have oily skin, use skin prep, use a toner, and then apply a mattifying primer, because that'll help you combat the oils that will seep through your skin because you're extra oily. But if you have a really dry skin, girl, I promise you, do your skincare, because skin prep makes a world of a difference. Go in with a moisturizer, and then a regular primer should work for you. But if you're really, really, really dry, I would go in with a very hydrating moisturizer and then a primer, and your skin should be good. Always remember that a little goes a very long way. Less is always more. If you want extra coverage in certain areas, you're going to want to correct those particular areas. You do not want to over apply foundation because you feel like you need that extra coverage in certain areas, or because you feel like when you apply the foundation, it looks cakey in certain areas, or it looks too what. Less is always more. If you apply your foundation heavily throughout the day, it's not gonna look pretty, and it's automatically going to look cakey at the end of the day, regardless if you have dry or oily skin. It's just that the cake is a little different. All in all, I give this foundation a full-on thumbs up, and it's most definitely worth the price point. If you've tried this foundation, whether it's the original or the new formula, let me know in the comment section below. Tell us how you like it. Tell us how you feel about it. And let me know what's your favorite brand from the drugstore. All right, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed the wear test. I hope you've learned a tip or two. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.